What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. Mainly loose graded items this time. I've got a few baggies as well as one bootleg, as you can tell by the thumbnail for this video. As always, thanks to my Patreon supporters. You guys allow this channel to happen. Patreon.com/actionfiguregrader is where you can go to sign up. Let's take a look at some really nice looking items here. We've got two different AT-AT commanders that sold. This one was a UKG 85% Hong Kong, brand new case style. That one was listed for 90 pounds and it did sell. And this one might have been in a what to buy video. I can't remember, but nice looking example there. And then this one was the no COO, as you can see on the label here, another UKG 85%. And that one was listed for 79 pounds, which was an even better deal. Nice looking figure. This probably appeared on Palitoy card backs as well as tri-logos. So usually that no COO is where those appear. That one was listed again for 79 pounds. The best offer that was accepted was 70 pounds. So really good deal on those two, especially if you're in the UK or in Europe and didn't have to pay global shipping prices. Another tough variant to find that we've talked about in the past is the painted legs small head Han Solo. This one had the old style case and was an AFA 80. You can see there, small head, painted legs, Hong Kong. But this is a tough variant to track down. It doesn't pop up that much on eBay, and it usually goes for about double what a small head molded legs goes for, since that's the more common of the two. But this painted head, painted legs variant sold for $299.95 plus $9 shipping. So big price on that, and that's probably about double what a small head molded legs Han would sell for in the same grade. So really good buy there. A few different Darth Vaders sold. This is the made in Taiwan UKG 80%, not to be confused with the Toll Toys Taiwan only COO that I just showed you in a recent unboxing, but this is a UKG made in Taiwan that sold in an auction. 17 bids, 126 pounds, which is 157 US dollars. A little tougher to find, obviously, than like a Hong Kong, but nice looking example. This was a UKG 85% no COO Darth Vader. So again, probably would appear on Palitoys, Return of the Jedi Palitoys, or Tri-Logos. Oftentimes the Spanish PBP would also appear on those same card backs, but this is the no COO, not the Spanish figure, and it was graded 85%. It was listed for 149 pounds, which I thought was actually a pretty good buy just as it is, but it sold for 140 pounds, so let's call that about 165 US dollars plus shipping on that one. So that was a nice example. This one was an even nicer one. This is the Hong Kong lettered saber hilt UKG 90%, so very, very high grade, case fresh. And that one was listed for 300 pounds. The best offer that was accepted was 285 pounds. So you're going about double the price to go from an 85 no COO to a 90% Hong Kong lettered saber hilt. So pretty big price difference just going up from an 85 to a 90. A few different baggies sold from Brian's Toys, and I believe I covered all three of these baggies in my what to buy video. This one was advertised as C8 condition. A little iffy on that. You know, the figure itself looks like it's got some yellowing inside the baggie. I believe this is the SWD baggie, but don't quote me on that. Heat sealed baggie. That one sold for $217.65. I thought that price was pretty good, just given the obvious condition issues to the figure. Some yellowing going on the legs and the arms there. Next up was a Return of the Jedi baggie for the Indoor Rebel Commando, and this one was a tape sealed baggie. That one sold for $105.50. I thought that price was very fair. And he also had a Hong Kong baggie for Neonum, and that one only sold for $54. So another really good buy there. So I think all three of those baggies kind of sold right in line with market value, if not below market value. I mean, to get a baggie for 55 bucks, 65 bucks with shipping, that's a pretty good buy. Next up, this is I actually thought was probably the best deal of all the items I'm covering in this video. And this is the Wind Up Takara 1978 R2-D2. Kind of an off-the-wall item, but usually you find these graded inside the sealed baggies that they came in. And this one was graded UKG 85%. You can see there, Wind Up R2-D2 Takara, Japan. That one sold for $284. This was actually in the US. I thought that price was great, personally. I mean, I would have paid that all day long. It's a really unique item. You can see the little feet there at the bottom that kind of walk and move R2-D2 when you wind up that little winder there on the left-hand side. But Very unique Japanese item and very high grade for $284. I think that was a very good price. I would have paid that all day long. Next up was an 80 plus light gray hair Kenobi, no COO. And again, this one had that hair rub at the top that you can see there, very obvious. Brand new case style, probably a little overgraded in my opinion, but that's just my personal opinion. $107.50, another really low price for Ben Kenobis. Those have really come down in price, 80s, 80 pluses, and even 85s. I mean, this time last year during the Obi-Wan series, I mean, wow. I mean, these were going for double, if not triple those prices. So very good buy on that one, $107.50. Another Poppy Chewbacca sold, and this was LJ's card shop again. This is ungraded, but it included like a sliding acrylic case. And this one sold for $861.98. So again, you know, these poppies are very desirable. We just covered the one I picked up from from Hakes here recently, and you'll have to excuse my voice. I'm still fighting the sinus infection, but beautiful boxed condition on that one. The baggie looked to be in great shape. It included both inserts inside the box, so $862 plus $20 shipping took that one home. And this seller has had a few of them that he's sold over the last few months in auctions, and that was a beauty. Next up, a couple of CAS graded items. This was a CAS 85 red snaggletooth. This was the Hong Kong. This is not the Spanish PBP, which is also pretty common. That one sold for $117.50 plus $5 shipping. I thought that price was great. AFA 85s, you know, you're probably looking at $150 or more usually, depending on who's buying and you know what the market looks like then. But we've seen a few of them hit $150 to $200 pretty regularly. So a CAS 85 for $117.50 seemed like a pretty good buy there. And same seller also had a 90 plus CAS Leia Endor poncho. That one sold for $218 plus $5 shipping. So definitely a big discount for some of these common items from CAS versus AFA, in my opinion. I don't know what this would sell for if it was a UKG 90%. I tend to believe it'd probably be a little bit higher. So maybe it's just a function of nobody looking at the time these auctions ended. You know, they ended on a Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening, which is not the best time to end an auction. So would this have probably gotten more, a higher final sales price if it ended on a Sunday night? I'd say it probably would have personally. But nevertheless, that's a pretty fair price, though, if you're looking for a nice Leia Endor poncho. 90 plus is a very tough grade to get on any vintage figure. Next up was a Han Solo Hoth molded leg variation. This was graded by CAS 80. And you can see there, it's the Hong Kong with the molded legs. So this is the tougher to find variant where the legs were molded in tan plastic instead of painted brown or painted tan. And that's a very tough variant to track down. And that one did finally sell. It sat on eBay for several months, and it finally did sell at $300 free shipping. So nice looking example for that one. That's a very, very tricky variant to locate. You don't see that one pop up. I do have a search set up on eBay for molded legs Han Hoths just because I'd love to get one. And usually ungraded, they sell for $75 to $125. So is a CAS 80 worth $300? I don't know. I probably wouldn't pay it myself, but someone finally did pull the trigger on that one. But it is a tough variant to track down. It's not as tough to find as like some of the Spanish figures or things like that, but certainly more tougher to find than like a no COO or something like that. Next up, this seller, Mysteries from Beyond, had a number of items for sale, and I don't know if he reused some previous sellers' photos because a lot of them did look like other sellers I recognize on eBay. So if you happen to buy any of these from Mysteries from Beyond, can you let me know if you got them safely? He's got pretty high feedback, and he's got a number of sales, but the photos look to be reused, in my opinion, because I'm going to show you a few more in a second that look to be AFA or CIB related photos. So anyway, this one was a Leia Hong Kong. It was graded 85 plus, and despite the J hooks, you can see that the cape is coming off of her shoulders there. So it's just a problem with these figures that have the vinyl capes, is that sometimes those capes can start to slide down. Even with the J hooks, it happens more often with the dowels on AFA and UKG cases, but that's a really annoying thing that I don't know how you fix that. But anyway, that one did sell for $341 on 39 bids plus $12 shipping. That's probably about right. It's probably about market. But you look at some of these photos, and this is, again, Mysteries from Beyond. This was a U85 Leia Bespin, but I feel like this was a recent sale from Collectibles Investment Brokerage, because this is typically how CIB shows their items. But maybe this seller submitted some things to AFA and paid to have the AFA photos. I don't know, but anyway, just an interesting side note that a lot of these photos do not seem to be theirs, and I don't know if they're just reusing them or what. But $275 took home that U85 Leia Bespin Hong Kong. And he also had a U85 Cy Snoodles and Max Rebo band. That one sold for $406. Probably about right. I mean, again, I've been on record that I don't particularly like these cases for the loose band. I much prefer the Collector Archive Services display versus this. But very high grade, but the figures themselves, it's an older style case, so they kind of rattle around inside. But $406 plus $30 shipping took that home. He also had a U85 Lando, last 17, General Lando. You can see the label there. Again, it's an older style case. That one sold for $304 plus $12 shipping. And then he also had a U90 Amanaman. So I feel like we just saw this one sell recently from CIB. And so that's what makes me really confused. I don't know if this seller bought it and then decided to resell it or what, but whatever. If you happen to buy any of these auctions, though, let me know in the comments below if you ended up getting your items safe and sound, because I don't want to highlight this seller if you had any problems. But U90 for the Amanaman, again, the older case style where the figure's not exactly held in tightly. It's kind of rattling around inside. It's still got $460 for that one, plus $12 shipping. And then a UKG 85 Amanaman also sold. This appears to be the older style case as well. That one sold for 325 pounds, which is $405 US. So to go from a UKG 85 for 405 up to a U90 Amanaman AFA, it's about another $60 or so. So older style cases for both of those. And then finally, I had this Polish bootleg Boba Fett. It ended a lot lower than I expected. I had this in my what to buy video, and I said it would probably sell for $400 to $450. Well, it sold in Australia for 547 Australian dollars, which is 362 US dollars. So that came in low, and I would argue that that's a pretty good price, because even on the Facebook groups, these commonly are listed in like the bootleg group on Facebook for $400 to $450. So I think that was a very fair price for a near mint plus condition, third generation Polish bootleg Boba Fett with the black visor. So nice buy, whoever got that one. I think that was a really good buy and really fair price. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at recent sales for loose graded, baggies, as well as ungraded items. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.